Roger Altman, Deputy Secretary of the Treasury during the Clinton administration, my guest now from Salt Lake City. Roger, good morning to you, and thank you for your time today.
Hi, good morning.
Part of her theme is family first. We've heard from Trump. What's her pitch?
Well, these two plans, Secretary Clinton's plan on the one hand and Mr. Trump's on the other, couldn't be more different. Her plan is entirely focused on getting middle-class incomes moving up again. His plan is completely focused on huge tax cuts for corporations and for the wealthiest individuals, which would cost $12 trillion over 20 years, none of which would be paid for, almost doubling the national debt. They just couldn't be more different. They have completely different objectives and completely different elements.
How would she defend her record as a senator from New York? You saw that long article on Monday from the Washington Post where she promised 200,000 jobs and they simply did not happen. And Trump's going to bang on that repeatedly.
Well, I had the privilege of working with Secretary Clinton on those economic development efforts for New York State. And nobody worked harder and more effectively and more doggedly for New Yorkers, especially upstate New Yorkers, than she did during her years in the Senate. And if that was not the case, then she would not have been reelected overwhelmingly as she was. If New Yorkers thought
that could be, but she made a pledge and it did not come through. I've read through the plan. You know what Republicans are going to say. She wants to spend money, raise money on infrastructure spending, and we saw how all that went in 2009. And to pay for it, she's going to raise taxes on the rich. And they're going to say these are just all old Democratic ideas. How's she going to defend that?
Yeah. Well, except they're not. They're not old, tired ideas. That's what his proposals are. She's got essentially a four-point plan. It's the biggest investment in infrastructure since World War II. Everybody knows that our bridges, our roads, our ports, our airports are in deteriorating condition. Everybody thinks they should be repaired and brought up to world-class standards. That proposal, which is fully paid for, I should add, would create a lot of good-paying jobs and would improve U.S. competitiveness. Second of all, college affordability. The skills requirements of the 21st century workplace require that young Americans have greater and greater skills. So we need to get more young Americans to attend and to graduate from college. So she's proposed a very innovative and very new college affordability plan. Basically, if you attend a public university, you will not incur student debt. Trump's plan says not one word about infrastructure or college affordability. Third, making it more affordable for families to raise their kids, pre-K for all, a higher earned income tax credit, a higher minimum wage, and finally, inclusive growth, a tax system that permits all Americans to participate in growth rather than just those at the top.
You can't pay for it without raising taxes. She wants $275 billion in infrastructure spending. Trump has suggested he wants to spend more than that. Sir, thank you for your time. We're going to go equal time here with the other side now, and I hope you come back. Roger Altman from Salt Lake. You bet. Thank you. More on this now. Stephen Moore for the other side, economic advisor for the Trump team. You're listening, and you say what to this, Steve?
Well, you know, Mike was saying at the start of this segment that don't expect any new ideas from Hillary Clinton, and that's because there are no new ideas. I mean, what you just heard from the Clinton campaign, let's see, more shovel-ready projects, raise the minimum wage, more tax increases on the rich, more free things. You know, Bill, that sounds an awful like what we've done for the last 8 years, and obviously the results have been disastrous, as Donald Trump has talked a lot about. So
then
this
Steve,
is the problem.
answer this then, okay?
Yeah.
She wants to spend, her plan, $275 billion in new spending.
Yeah.
That's infrastructure, right? As I just pointed out.
Wait, let me just stop you right there. Bill, let me just stop you.
Let me get to the question, then you can answer it, okay?
All right.
Because Trump has said he wants to spend more than that.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea?
Well, let me start with Hillary on infrastructure. Did you know, Bill, that under Barack Obama, we have spent almost $800 billion on infrastructure? Where did all that money go? I mean, we've spent more money under Barack Obama on infrastructure than Dwight Eisenhower spent to build the entire interstate highway system, for goodness sakes. So I don't have any confidence, I don't think any of the American people have confidence that this money is going to be spent any more wisely than the money that Barack Obama spent.
Okay, a few other ideas she has now. Paid family leave, preschool for every 4-year-old in America, and also the free college tuition idea for some middle-class Americans.
Well,
what's wrong with that?
Look, first of all, I mean, college tuitions are going through the roof. The biggest scam in America is how much colleges and universities are charging our families. I mean, imagine how expensive tuition is going to be if it's free. You know, if people who are using the colleges and universities don't have any stake in the game, these tuitions are going to soon go to $100,000. And then the question is, who's going to pay for that? And of course, we know that, you know, you nailed Roger Altman on that. The taxpayer is going to have to pay for that. So it's a terrible idea to make college free. The students and the family should have some skin in the game. But one other quick point. You know, Roger Altman talked about how we're going to rebuild the economy. How are you going to do that without small businesses and businesses growing? We haven't had any growth in small businesses at all in 7 years. We're going to cut the small business tax bill to 15%. Every small business and every corporation in America is going to pay 15%. Those are the businesses that create jobs. Hillary, on the other hand, she's at 50%. She's at 50%.
I've got 15 seconds,
which creates more jobs, Bill.
Okay, so what Altman just argued is that folks like yourself are going to say these are old, tired ideas, which you just said. And he argues, no, they are not. They are new ideas.
These are new ideas, and what Hillary is recommending is exactly what we've done for the last 7 years. If you like the way the economy is going, folks, vote for Hillary Clinton.
Okay. Stephen, thanks. Stephen Moore for the Trump team, Roger Altman prior to that for the Clinton team. Thank you, sir.